These are the books that I read in 2025 that I think demand more readers. In Twist of Fate, you have a woman who finds a young boy on a train and decides to pretend to be his mother. And You'll Never Know, a man's wife gets kidnapped right in front of him in broad daylight, and he has to do whatever the kidnappers want to get her and their unborn baby back alive. In Redemption, a man gets released from prison for murdering a young boy, and the boy's mother doesn't feel like justice was served, so she sets out on her own to get her own version of revenge. And Nobody Knows You're Here, a woman gets trafficked to become the caretaker of children that were kidnapped, and she has to figure out if there is a way for her to escape and to keep the kids safe. Over to romance, we've got A Gentleman's Gentleman. This is a Regency romance about a man who is forced to take a wife, but he really doesn't like women and begins to fall in love with his valet instead. Next is historical fiction, and you've got Red Clay. Red Clay is a multi-generational story about an enslaved family and their slave owners and how the characters intersect with one another. The Unexpected Diva is about the life and career of one of America's first Black opera singers. These Heathens explores how the course of one weekend can change the trajectory of one's entire life. The Wilderness follows 5 friends from the late 2000s into the late 2020s and all of the things that go along with you as you go from early adulthood into midlife. In Disappoint Me, a trans woman thinks she wants to take a stab at domesticity, but finds out that, that's not all that it's cracked up to be. Life and Death and Giants is about a boy who is born as a giant and has to decide if he wants to pursue a career of American fame through football or if he wants to stay with the Amish community that raised him. Cursed Daughters is about curses, romance, and tangled family ties. Finally, my most favorite under-the-radar book of the year is One Yellow Eye by Lee Radford. This is about a researcher who is trying to find a cure for the zombie epidemic because her husband has been affected and she will do anything she can to try and get him back. Okay, so these are mine. Now tell me, what is your most under-the-radar book of the year?